Happy Sunday, Generals, okay? Today is Sunday. I actually make my Sundays my reset Sundays. I like to do all my laundry. I like to clean, my bathroom, kitchen, the living room, etc., etc. So I have a busy Sunday, okay? Because not only do I have to clean, guys, I actually have to prepare for tomorrow morning. I actually have a job interview, okay? Yes. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous. It's gonna be panel styled. And the fact that they told me to please allow us up to 2 hours for the interview, I'm like, I ain't never been on a 2 hour interview, but they said up to. So hopefully, more than likely, it won't take me that long. But I just gotta, get used to it. Okay, I'm back in the civilian world. I have to get used to actually auditioning for jobs and roles that I want. Okay, so wish me luck for that. But also, guys, today is Sunday. We got two women's college basketball games. More than likely, it'll be a blowout. Okay, we got the South Carolina Gamecocks going up to let's be real, like a no-name team, and then we got the Yukon Huskies going up against another somewhat no-name team. So we have that. But at 1 o'clock p.m., guys, this is what I'm actually, really more excited for. I ain't gonna lie. Indianapolis Colts taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. I know I'm not the only one that's gonna be low-key hate watching the Kansas City Chiefs. I ain't gonna lie. I want to see somebody else in the Super Bowl. Okay, so yes, I am rooting for them to not make the playoffs this year. Okay, and at 4 p.m., Cleveland Browns. Okay, Shador Sanders. He got to show up and show out and actually, put his name on the map. Okay, so at 4 o'clock, Cleveland Browns, I'll be watching that game. Cleveland Browns will be taking on the Oakland Raiders. I'm sorry, not the Oakland Raiders. They're not the Las Vegas Raiders. I always want to call them Oakland. That's how I remember them as. But, let's be real. The Raiders suck. Okay, Cleveland Browns suck too. But the Raiders actually suck a little bit more than the Cleveland Browns. So we should beat and defeat them. Okay, and later on today's game. So again, guys, this Sunday, it's going to be a pretty, busy Sunday for me, I'm sure, as well as you guys. If you guys clean on Sundays, if you're not cleaning, you may just be drinking, your adult beverages and watching all these wonderful games, okay, when it comes to women's collegiate level basketball, as well as the NFL games that come on today. So that's why I decided to start this video a little earlier today. It's currently about to be 11 a.m., okay? I got 2 hours before, the Indianapolis Colts take on the Kansas City Chiefs because I wanted to report this, guys. This is big news, okay? This is a big splash news. I saw this news. I came upon this news yesterday, okay? Kamilla Cardoso, our Kamilla, okay, Killer Miller of the Chicago Sky, okay, one of the Twin Towers, okay, the other Twin Tower being Angel Reese, has reportedly signed on to Project B, okay, the new European/Asian basketball league that has gone global. She has signed on the dotted line, okay? They done got Alyssa Thomas, they done got Jewel Lloyd, they got Nneka Ogwumike, and now they now affecting my Chicago Sky. They got our Chicago Sky sister, guys. They got our skyscraper. They got Kamilla. Guys, this article is brought to you by Sports Illustrated titled Sky Center officially commits to Project B's 2026 launch. And it reads, Chicago Sky Center Kamilla Cardoso has officially been announced as one of the latest athletes to join Project B, the global off-season league set to launch in November 2026. Cardoso joins an increasingly star-studded list that already included Nneka Ogwumike, Alyssa Thomas, Jonquel Jones, I remember her, I forgot that Jonquel Jones also just signed, Jewel Lloyd, Lee Ming, and Janelle Salon, a lineup signaling that Project B is quickly becoming one of the most ambitious ventures in women's basketball. Cardoso will also have equity in the league as an owner. The league also brings legitimacy through investment from prominent former WNBA stars, including former Sky forward Candace Parker and Alana Beard, both of whom have spoken publicly about the need for expanded economic opportunities and global visibility. Their involvement adds credibility to a league attempting to disrupt a system that has long required players to juggle WNBA commitments with demanding overseas schedules. For Cardoso, the move represents both opportunity and evolution. The 23-year-old has spent her WNBA off-seasons competing in the WCBA, or the Women's Chinese Basketball Association, while also fulfilling duties with the Brazilian senior women's national team. A new league like Project B not only diversifies her options, but also presents significant financial stability, something Cardoso has repeatedly cited as important as she supports her mother and sister in Brazil. Since Cardoso is set to return to the WCBA, so she will be playing in China overseas this winter as she continues to prepare for 2026 and beyond. Meanwhile, Project B has announced plans to reveal additional players, signings, and weekly batches. If the early names are any indication, Cardoso's participation places her amongst a global elite and positions the Sky Center as a rising figure in the next frontier of women's basketball. So there we have it, guys. This may be the beginning to the end, not only to the WNBA as a whole, but mainly my Chicago Sky. Like, again, right now they said that it's not a conflict of interest, but come on, let's be real. They claim that the Project B basketball league, it'll be set during the WNBA's off season. Okay, it'll be going through, I believe, October through March. October through March or through April. So again, it's like, yeah, maybe that's what they say right now. But again, the fact that they are actually, they're going to offer these women $2 million annual contracts. Who would turn that down? You would be a fool. I can see more women saying like, I don't want to risk, injury. I don't want to get hurt. Okay, I don't want to, have to play WNBA all seasons for my $100,000 salary. And then during the entire WNBA off season, I'm in China, I'm in Asia, I'm in, Asia or Europe, making $2 million annually, but also through October through March/April. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of fatigue. And that's a lot of strenuous activity for these women on their bodies. Again, shout out to Kamilla Cardoso, but this ain't looking good, man. If Chicago Sky wasn't already, just a hot mess and pretty much on its last legs, on the last thread, okay, the way they treated Angel Reese, they had the nerve to suspend Angel Reese half a game because she dared to speak out publicly in an interview that, of course, they didn't help protect her in that interview, tell her, like, guide her on what she can speak on and what not to speak on. Chicago Sky is already a bust of a franchise due to general manager Jeff Pagliacca, the poor coaching decisions, the poor coaching staff, and the poor roster. Okay, now that our poor roster is so poor, you got the likes of our twin sister, one of our skyscrapers being Kamilla Cardoso, pretty much leaving, but also like, she's just signing to Project B. She has committed to Project B. Again, if they don't do something fast, it's going to be over. It's already over for the Chicago Sky, okay? Even though I will continue to root for them, root for Angel Reese and, the players, the majority of them, even though a lot of them are hot mess, such as Uzun, okay, Rebecca, Allen, and the likes of them. But it's like, yeah, what is it to root for when you have prominent figures such as Kamilla Cardoso also, jumping ship and joining Project B? Again, guys, we're in some very interesting and scary times for the WNBA. Comment down below your thoughts on Kamilla Cardoso pretty much jumping ship and signing to Project B.